You're listening to the No BS Bishop podcast. We're alive to love, and all other values are potential BS. Now here's your host, Bishop Randy Dean.
Welcome to you all. I'm Bishop Randy Dean, and you have arrived at the podcast and broadcast of I'm Alive to Love. I believe all lesser values than love devolve into BS, and that's why I'm the No BS Bishop. So I kind of haul that around with a bit of a smile and a smirk on my face so that you get the point. I don't want to live a life of BSing people along the way. Now, for the practical purposes of this time together, BS is bait and switch. And there's a lot to be said about that. We bait people all the time, every one of us on some level, and then we switch to real agendas. I want a love-filled life, not a BS-filled life. Now, if BS means other things to you, have at it. For me, I don't want to be a baiter and a switcher. Me and my life lived for love alone. Just me and my life. Living for love is what I'm on this earth to do, and I'm unpacking the values, the principles, the ideals, and some of the prose and poetry of love through this broadcast. At it now for over 6 years, and I am so proud of this project. Came from a radio broadcast, it still is, and now it's a podcast. And this, I feel like, is my legacy going forward in life. Whatever is left of me, I hope that this broadcast continues on beyond my walk on this life. So, today I'm here to talk to you about who do you love, who do you love, what do you love, who do you love, and what do you love. Believe it or not, there's a lot more there than what meets the eye right away. Now, in order to get me there and you along with me, I do a couple of things regularly here to sustain my focus and vision and to give you an idea of where we're going. And the first thing I want to do is just to introduce our time together with the Lord's Prayer. For me, this is not vain repetition. That phrase is Jesus, when he introduced the teaching of his prayer, said, don't repeat this repeatedly vainly. That stuck right in the middle of teaching it. He said, don't get into the habit of just blabbing this out into the world with no thought. Mine is with deep thought. It's the prayer that Jesus taught us to pray is contemplative. It's a meditation. It's offered as a soul-searching, life-building prayer. So that's why I offer it here and in other places, because this most prayed prayer in human history structures life. So if you know it, join me. If you don't, just tune in and listen. Let me carry you along with the wisdom of Jesus when he taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. There you have it, a powerful platform for life. Secondly, I want to bring to you, to get me started off here in the right frame of reference, and for you, is a creed that I wrote several years ago as a New Year's resolution. That's all it was for me at the time, but it became so attached to my focus and vision at the time, and it's carried me into this time of my life. Now I offer it as something I call Love's Creed. And as you've heard coming into the broadcast and coming out of it, you can contact me at randydeanministries@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to send you a copy. So let me read it to you in total, then I'll come back through it, and I want you to repeat after me. Love's Creed. This is the established foundation of what I'm doing here every week. I'm alive to love. I am not on this earth for hate. I'm alive for love. I'm not breathing, eating, and sleeping to regain energy for causing pain. I am alive with plans, dreams, and designs locked into anything and everything, that is love. I am unavailable for anything less than love. Now, give it to you now in short bursts, and I'm inviting you to repeat after me. Let it soak into your consciousness and become a part of your priorities. Here we go. I'm alive to love. I am not on this earth for hate. I'm alive for love. I'm not breathing, eating, and sleeping to regain energy for causing pain. I am alive with plans, dreams, and designs locked into anything and everything. That is love. I am unavailable for anything less than love. All right, there you have it. Let your life be structured, formed, held in strength through those words. I offer them in that context, and I truly believe in the efficacy, the effectiveness of living life by a creed that calls you to attention day by day. Well, speaking of calling you to attention, I want to call your attention to this question. Today, who do you love? And what do you love? Now, let's just start there. Who do you love? I think it's important to give it a go of making a list, sitting down, writing it out. Who do you love? Now, that can be in the context of family, friends, romance, or it can be in the context of a pet, of who, whatever the beast is or the human is. Who do you love? I got a beast. Her name is Dixie. We call her our little four-legged baby dog, baby, a fur baby. There it is. I couldn't get it out. Our little fur baby. I love Dixie. I tell Dixie, Dixie dog, I love you. Why? Because that's important. Not so much for Dixie. She doesn't always know exactly what it is I'm doing looking at her, but I know she can feel my love, and I know for me, saying it establishes it as a priority. And when I fail in that priority, I feel bad, and I've done a few of those. I yell at her for having a mistake just the other day, and I thought, oh my gosh, Randy, you love this little beast. Be careful. That's why it's important to know who you love. Now, so much more when you talk about human beings. Who do you love? And again, for me, it's easy. Right away, the first human on the planet is my beloved bride. We have walked together through I don't know how many dark days. We've walked together through I don't know how many bright sunshiny days, but we walked together in love. We've had very difficult marital times through our experience. Anybody that suggests that they've never fought is lying to you, or they're deceived. I heard a man say to me one time, me and my wife never fight, and she was standing just behind him where he couldn't see her, and she didn't know I saw her eyes roll. Those eyes rolled like a tank downhill. She clearly made it obvious that, oh yeah, well, we don't fight because I don't get a word in edgewise. Well, here's the problem I have with that. That's dishonest. It's deceitful. It's denial. Love does not suffer denial and deceit. Love speaks the truth, even if the truth is hard to speak. And so for my wife and I, we've sat in a counselor's office. We've sat with pastoral guidance in our life to get it straight, to walk through the difficulty and get it figured out. And we've had to do that. And it only has created a bigger space of love for each other. So I know Ginger's listening to this right now. Hey, girl, I love you. It's you and me, babe. Half a century later, here we are. Now, so that's obvious. This is so clear that when I can pull up the most important being on the planet for me, I can tell you that's my wife. I believe every one of us has somebody that's that kind of important human in our life. Who is that person? Who do you love? So make a list of it. I've got some friends I can put on that list. Who I love, obviously, our children together, our grandchildren. I love our grandchildren. I love our children. I love our friends. Now, beyond that, are there neighbors? Think about your neighbors, because Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. And when we say we love our neighbor as ourself, who do you love? How about you? Do you love you? Are you able to sustain a healthy, productive, uplifting, edifying love for yourself? I'll talk more about that in a minute, why we're even saying these things. But who do you love? Now, the other part of my question is this. What do you love? It can be just as simple as sitting in a recliner and getting a sound, good nap. Ooh, that just made me wish for the day to move forward, because I'm planning on a solid, happy nap later today after this recording. That can be just as simple. I love a good nap. I love my home. I love our property. I love looking out from our deck, especially in warm weather, and seeing the view. Ginger and I call it our slice of heaven. Some of you love your garden. You love the flowers that you've nurtured and planted, the perennials and others. That's what I'm talking about. Who do you love? What do you love? Do you love playing an instrument? Now, for me, that's my guitar. Since I was 12 or 13, a guitar has been one of my best friends. Hanging on to that guitar, you become one with that instrument. That's true of almost any instrument. Well, I suppose every musical instrument. Piano, horns, saxophones, you name it. We become one with the instrument. It becomes an extension of us. So to that end, I love playing the guitar. I love guitars. I have a great, beautiful guitar that I absolutely adore. Now, am I a good guitar player? No, I'm not. But I play it with a delightful soul into it, so that when I feel down, I like to play my guitar. When I feel up, I like to play my guitar. That guitar has become something I love. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Do you have something that you do that you love? Make that list. Ask yourself, who do I love? Make a list. What do I love? Make a list. I have so many other things in my life. You might imagine, I love to preach. I'm called to preach. God put in me a gift, a gab, and a gift of preaching, and it is a delight for me to have an opportunity now and then to preach. So that's what I love. I love the interaction I have with people when it's one-on-one. I have a part-time job at a local hospital, and I'm guest services. I love seeing people coming in, and one of the interview questions of me and the purpose of my job that I was given was, you're the first face and voice people hear when they come into a place they would rather not be, a hospital, a clinic. I immediately resonated with that. I want to be that face. I want to be that voice for everyone coming in that door. It gives me a sense of buoyancy and purpose and love and life. So, who do you love? What do you love? Well, I've just shared with you some of my loves. You have yours. I hope you have a job you love. I really do. In fact, I'd be so bold as to say, if you don't love your job, life's too short to keep hanging on tight to some job that you feel like it's killing you. It's just eating your life. You're just punching a clock to make a buck. I would urge you, find a way to find something that you love as a job, as an occupation, as a career. Rise to the occasion of something that you do that gives you back, as I'll say in a minute, gives back the love you give it. Who do you love? What do you love? And I'm telling you now, it's important for us to focus our attention there and then to know. Now, listen to this. This is the real statement of finishing purpose here with this. Focus your attention on who and what you love, And then love will find a way to return to you, your heart, and life. What you plant, you will reap. Reaping, sowing and reaping. Karma, they say, is, unfriendly. But I'll tell you something else. Karma can be your best pal. Because if you plant love, you will receive love. The more love you give, the more love will come back to you. No, it's not always perfect. And no, it's not always happy, skippy, peanut butter and jelly and rainbows and unicorns. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying love in general will find its way back to you if you know who you love and what you love. Knowing that, embracing it, hanging on tight to it in a not uptight way, but in an embrace of who and what you love. When I hear people commiserate that they don't feel any love in their life, that there's no love coming back to them, I'm always, it impacts me in a compassionate way to say to them carefully, be sure you're giving more than you're wanting. In your desire for love, and we all have it, and we all need it, but in your desire for love, make absolutely certain that you're giving at the level you hope to receive. To love your neighbor as yourself. I said that earlier, that I would come back to that. To know as you love yourself. How would you love you if you were your own neighbor? How would you love you? To love your neighbor as if your neighbor was you. Were you? What's the right verb there? I don't know, but love your neighbor as if you're looking at you. How would I be interested in love if I was my own neighbor? Caring for myself as I care for my neighbor, caring for my neighbor as I would care for myself. So who do you love? What do you love? And to make sure that as we love, we know that when we give, we're planting seeds. We're creating the basis for love coming back to us. So, let me kind of bring this into a conclusion, and I want to spend a little more time on the breathing exercise that we'll get to in a moment. But my conclusion for you is this. This should be a list. This could be a starter list for you. Perhaps in a journal, perhaps in something that you keep at the ready where you can grab it and write it down. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love them. And to make sure that in that list, you're giving yourself the opportunity for just a good, healthy inventory of who you're loving and how you are loving. Not to beat yourself up, but to improve who you are and how you love. Okay? Well, we do a few things here on the No BS Bishop Alive to Love to sustain being and carrying love. One of the things that I mentioned already is Love's Creed, Lord's Prayer. But as I close, I invite you to breathe well with me. I've begun over the past half a dozen years a meditation time with the spiritual program retreat that I work for as spiritual care director. In that meditation time, I invite people to sit as square as they can, comfortably as they can, to relax, close your eyes, and on the count of 3, I want you to take a good, healthy, deep breath. Then hold it down up against your diaphragm. Carry it down there. Hold it there as long as you can. If it's short, that's fine. But just give yourself a chance to inhale and hold as deep as you know how. Stephen Charleston he's a Native American spiritual man in Alaska, but he's also a retired Episcopal priest. He said this: breathe in with the good air, then out with the bad. In with love, hope, truth, peace, out with anything remotely related to hate and all that is the enemy of your spirit. Grief, this is your time. I will acknowledge you, but you may not stay for overstaying too long. I will have my balance back. I will protect my love, hope, truth, peace, and my prayers with the light that is me. Healing and balance come, and they come on the wings of peace when we breathe. Isn't that good? If you'd like a copy of that, again, write me at randydeanministries@gmail. So in, out with the bad. On the count of 3, take the best, deepest breath you know how. 1, 2, 3. In with the good air. Hold it. And now out with the bad, all the negativity, all the disappointment. And as you breathe out, as you exhale, if grief is in there, talk to your grief and say, this is your time, grief. I acknowledge you. You may stay, but not overstay. You're welcome. I will have my balance back because I will protect my love. So we do grieve, but the scripture calls us, don't grieve as those who have no hope, but do grieve. I was angry, somebody once said, and I sat with my anger long enough to be informed that my anger was really grief. Something was lost. So acknowledge your grief with inhale and exhale. Sit still. You don't have to have a group to meditate with to do that, but it is handy because you're amongst friends. You're amongst compadres and neighbors. Inhaling, exhaling, in with the good, out with the bad. Making sure that who you love and what you love is a part of your focus when you breathe well. Well, here's another thing that I'm quite known for, and I want to spend another little bit more on this rather than racing past it. And that is knowing how, with full intention and attention, how to say, I love you. Okay, now, when you practice this, you'll find yourself rapidly saying, I love you. You'll find yourself saying, love you. Whatever the case, I want you to get acclimated to saying it. Love is the food emotionally we are, every one of us, starved for. And yeah, I know, I don't have to say it to let people know that I love them if I've demonstrated it through my life and my works. I know that. But how about having not an either or, but a both and? Saying it in addition to living it is a 1-2 beautiful punch. To say it along with having lived it affirms something so profound and life-saving. And first of all, the life you save will be your own. It'll break us free of the prisons of fear and the prisons of insecurity. And it'll break others free. And when we have a full intention and authenticity to say, I love you. Now, as I said a moment ago, if you're accustomed to just rapid firing it, love you, and moving along, I understand. I've been there, I've done that, and I still do it. But make it your goal to get past that. Make it your goal and intention to rise above that, to go deeper. Carry yourself beyond it. And if you need to with somebody, that co-worker or some just person that you are a friend with, and you say, hey, love you, that's okay. But don't live there. Don't stop there. Don't let it be the only way you express love. I know saying I love you with eye contact is startling and it's weird and it's awkward. But I'm asking you to join me in a movement to normalize the power and beauty and the depth and the width and the height of saying, I love you. It's a labor worth attempting, so that when your life is caught in that question, who do I love? You can call up in your mind people you've been saying, I love you. You can put that on your list. In fact, it's not so weird to say to an inanimate object, if you love cooking or if I love Saturday morning pancakes, I like to build them. And if you love pancake building, say it, hey, pancakes, I love you. It's weird, that's all right. Maybe nobody will see you or catch you at it. But if they do, have a little smile about, yeah, I love making pancakes on Saturday morning. So it just shakes up the boredom of life, I think. And it shakes it up with the most important human value on the planet, love. Now, let me go to some things that I say here every closing, and that is the biggest mistake we make is thinking we have time. Be present. Be kind. Love more. And yeah, baby, love now. Right now. Love so that when you have made love your purpose, your life, your goal, and love that you can make a list and say, this is who I love, this is what I love, love now. Don't wait. Don't push it off to another moment in time. Love now. Mother Teresa said once, go into the world today and love the people you meet. Let your presence light new light in the hearts of others. Now, the reason I read that little quote from Mother Teresa every week on this podcast and broadcast is it's so relatable to a book I wrote well over a decade ago called Radiance. Radiance. I love that title. Now, I got to say that since that book was written well over a decade ago, I've formed some deeper thoughts and better articulated ways of expressing myself, and I've done some deconstructing in my faith and reconstructing of my faith toward brighter and more beautiful purposes. So while I recommend reading my book, you can get it on Amazon.com, I also recommend that you listen to me now because I've grown from that point of reference to now. And yes, I've got a book in my computer that begs for my attention. I love writing. And so to that end, I need to write Radiance Part 2. So I offer Mother Teresa's quote about go into the world today and love the people you meet. Let your presence light new light in the hearts of others. Now listen to that carefully. Let your presence light new light. See, we don't always have to say, I love you. Our presence in any room can light new light in the hearts of others. Our presence, the arrival of us into any situation, can give people that lift that they're not always aware it's you, but you know you came into that room to lift the burdens of everybody there. And why? Because you love. You love your neighbors, you love your enemies, you love your friends, you love the gathering, whatever it may be, love comes in when you walk in the room. When love arrives, everybody knows something positive has stepped into the room. And Mother Teresa calls that go into the world today and love the people you meet and let your presence light new light in the hearts of others. So I'm spending a little more time on this so you understand why I do any of this. We are in such a desperate time in the United States of America for each one of us to light new light in the hearts of others, to give something that isn't always being given by others, and to never assume that it's going to be up to somebody else. I want to add this, and then I'll wrap this up. I want to add that when we say, well, I just want to change the world, I'm going to challenge you just a little bit here and say, the only way we change the world is by changing the moment we're in. Love more, love now. Changing the world isn't about standing on some great stage and having a big speech. It could be, but more often than not for all of us, it's changing the moment you're living in. And I'm asking you, let's go into the world today and do something beautiful. Ugly is getting done to death, and it's time for the people of love to do something beautiful, because ugly is getting done to death. Rise and shine with me, people. Love more. Love now. Thanks for being with me today for today's moment of reflection on the power of love. Happy trails, and God bless you.
Thanks for listening to the No BS Bishop podcast. If you like the show, leave a comment on it. Or, even better, share it with your friends. And we'll see you on the next one.